Here's a shocker. According to Politico, there are Republicans now who want to dump Trump, even if they never admit it publicly. And according to Politico, it's not just the usual never Trump crowd.
We're a nation in decline. Nobody is safe. Absolutely nobody. We're going to be a strong nation again. We're going to be a safe nation again. This is safe.
Politico goes on to say, a conservative leader told me there's a lot of anxiety about what Trump does to Republicans' ability to win in 2028, and what he also may do to the party in terms of policy long term. There's this concern like, okay, if the party goes in that direction, then what kind of party is it going forward? And can conservatives then have a home going forward? Am I the only one who says boo f***ing who?
Terrible, terrible path that they're leading us to, and it's very possible that it's going to happen to them.
Revenge does take time, I will say that.
It does.
And sometimes revenge can be justified.
The simple fact that Republicans have buyer's remorse doesn't make me sympathetic. It makes me want to take a squat on Jim Jordan's face. This Republican Party's support of a legitimate psychopath has the country hanging on the edge of a cliff in every way you can hang. And now Republicans are saying,
I'm really sorry. I don't know how this happened. I want my mommy.
So now, 8 years after this shitburger, you want a new menu? Politico goes on. Leading Republicans off the record say the best possible outcome in November for the future of the Republican Party is for Donald Trump to lose and lose soundly. Hey, I'm all ears. GOP leaders won't tell you that on the record. I just did. I'm so impressed. Go on. The best case for Trump's defeat may predictably be Trump himself. He's incoherent on abortion rights, unable to even appear at a cemetery without creating a political mess, and is so bothered by those who suffered the wounds of war that he slights Medal of Honor recipients. And running against a female opponent, he's pushing blowjob jokes about her and his last female opponent. Like this is all news. And by the way, off the record, why would anyone with an ounce of character or responsibility be off the record? It's your country. See, the Republican Party is so weak, such cuckolds, that they can't even look into a camera and tell the truth. And the truth is this: we are this close to the end of the United States as we know it.
On January 20th, 2025, Donald Trump is sworn in as the 47th President of the United States. Unfortunately, he keeps his promises. Trump seizes control of a divided government, signing hundreds of executive orders implementing Project 2025. Trump replaces over 50,000 civil servants with hardline MAGA loyalists.
Trump has lost his fucking mind, and how many times have we seen this? A Republican stands up to him, and then they're threatened by Cracker Barrel Nation, and then they drop their pants to the almighty psychopath.
This man is a pathological liar.
And you know what they say about men with small hands?
I think he's unfit for office. His campaign is opportunistic, race-baiting, religious bigotry.
There is no way that the American people are going to vote for a convicted criminal. They're not.
The list is endless, and they don't realize what they've done. They have destroyed the Republican Party and now are on the verge of doing the same to the country. It's unimaginable how weak they can be.
I'm a better looking person than Kamala. No, I couldn't believe it. She said, I had never heard that one. They said, no, her biggest advantage is that she's a beautiful woman. I'm going, I never thought of that. I'm better looking than she is. In her speech yesterday, Kamala went full communist. You heard that? She went full communist. She wants to destroy our country.
And Trump isn't a secret like your uncle is gay and in the closet. Everything he does is completely transparent.
Yeah, look, Trump can't tell the difference between what's true and what's false. It's not that he lies a lot, because to lie, you have to do it consciously. He just can't tell the difference. So he makes up what he wants to say at any given time. If it happens to comport with what everybody else sees, well, that's fine. And if it doesn't comport with anybody else, he doesn't really care. And he's had decades of getting away with it. So in his mind, the truth is whatever he wants it to be. And that's what you heard today.
Take Bill Barr. It might take two or three of you, but here's a guy with a long history of bullshit going back to the Iran-Contra days who had the opportunity to let justice do its thing, yet he protected Trump. Why? Because he's an amoral mama's boy who was probably bullied as a kid. He had Trump's back until Trump stabbed him.
So the judge is now reimposing this gag order to stop Trump from making public statements like I just mentioned. But then right after she made the ruling, he goes and he posts about his former Attorney General Bill Barr, and I quote, Ty, I called Bill Barr dumb, weak, slow, moving, lethargic, gutless, and lazy, and all caps, rhino who couldn't do the job. Bill Barr obviously is relevant in all these cases, obviously a potential witness. Did Trump already violate the gag order?
Yes.
Now Barr says he'll vote for Trump. Shocker. Let me ask him and all Republicans, can you at least compare the two people running? First, a couple things. Harris was never the border czar. There's no such thing. There are no czars in the U.S. What do you think this is, 18th century Russia? And for every murder done by somebody who crossed the border without paper, there are tens of thousands who work in the fields as the backbone of our nation's strong economy. You want inflation? You want a depression? Deport 11 million people.
One of his plans is, he talked to Time Magazine, is to round up the 11 to 15 million illegals and then go through them and find out who belongs here and who doesn't. Would you support that?
Absolutely.
If he's elected, the stock market will crash.
Oh, yeah, and the market, it's at an all-time high.
Saying this, the stock market is only up because they think I'm going to.
And no, tiny fingers, investors don't want you to win. Investors want stability.
I don't know what I said.
Harris is a former attorney general, a prosecutor, a U.S. senator, and currently the vice president of the United States. Her qualifications are indisputable. Trump, he's a convicted felon, 91 indictments, found in court to be liable for rape, found in court to be guilty of fraud, 14 pending sexual assault claims, 2 impeachments, and he tried to overthrow an election. And he admitted it.
Whoever heard you get indicted for interfering with a presidential election where you have every right to do it?
And Republicans now say they hope he loses. That's the captain of the Titanic, sitting in the lifeboat worrying about if he remembered to turn off the coffee maker.
Iceberg, right ahead!
It's all about courage. John McCain had it. So did these two.
And because of the danger that Donald Trump poses, not only am I not voting for Donald Trump, but I will be voting for Kamala Harris.
These two went on the record and lost their jobs, but that sometimes happens to people of character. And it's not just Republicans who are responsible for Trump, it's the so-called fake news media. They aren't fake, just clueless. Apparently getting called fake news got to them, because every day I listen to these lightweights talk about Trump and the election like it's all normal. There's only one candidate, and the other has said it out loud. He will end a woman's control of her body. He will close the Department of Education. He will use the military against U.S. citizens. He will abandon our NATO allies.
I would encourage them to do whatever the hell they want.
He will shut down the EPA, the FDA, and clear out every person working in the federal government who does not profess loyalty to him. They're saying it out loud, and Republicans don't have the balls to say, that's crazy. We shouldn't do that. The Republican Party is gone.
This isn't their Republican Party anymore.
For once in that miserable sod's life, he's right. The time for whispering, it's gone too. Republicans, are you ready to stand up?
I want you to get up right now and go to the window, open it, and stick your head out and yell, I'm as mad as hell, and I'm not gonna take this anymore.
That guy's definitely not a Republican.
Damn right.
I'm ready. Let's go.
This isn't their Republican Party anymore.
Trust me.
Shut the fuck up, Don.
Who's with me?
Oh, yeah, the lie.
Indictable.
Out of sheer morbid curiosity, I'm allowing this freak show to continue.
I don't want to talk about this stuff.
Am I wrong?
Yes.
Tick-tock.
You're in a lot of trouble, Donnie.
I think he's crazy.
I'm Chip Franklin.